2 races remain in the AT&T Champ Car World Series season. From the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado, to the city of dreams on the West Coast. Good evening, Night City. Who's ready for some World Championship racing? 450 laps, 225 miles. Arasaka Arena, the 81,000 capacity, stands full to the gills with fans, the 6 million occupants here in Night City, the 6 million citizens, the residents here in Night City that call the City of Dreams home, out in full force to support Champ Car in its first visit to Night City. It feels good to be in Night City. Arasaka Corporation sponsoring the event. Arasaka Arena opening up this venue and preparing this venue for Champ Car competition. And it's already been a wild weekend on hand. Anastasius von Sonnen and Kuni Fakita Drive Force will start this race from pole position. First time for von Sonnen and Kuni Fakita, as von Sonnen looks to try to join Eliza Cole as the only drivers from Austria to win in the World Championship. A lot of drivers, an entire hornet's nest behind him though. Striker Motorsports, 3 of the top 4 outside the pole position. Matthias Michelin, one of those cars in the front row. Natalia Kurachenko and Stephanie Porticelli, the 3-time world champion, in row number 2 here to kick things off. It is a wild turn of events here as everything really kind of comes into fruition. 30 cars, but none of the championship contenders in the top 10. We'll talk about that in a moment. Absolutely wild stuff here as we get ready to go for this race. Again, it is a wild time. We talk about the top 4 there. Kira Moore and Andrew Draco in the top 6. Row 3 there to keep things going. Elise Alexander and Wyatt Jones, the 3-time NAMR Cup Series champion. In row number 4, Wyatt Jones should be in his element tonight going into this race. Wyatt Jones, used to racing these high profile, high banks, short ovals. You think about tracks like Bristol and Dover. Some tracks that he should be very familiar with. This is going to race in between those races. Obviously, concrete surface. You see that on your screen. Going to play heavily into how Wyatt Jones does today. Astor Hobson and Simona Leroux, they round out the top 10. And as I mentioned, none of the championship contenders are in the top 10. Artyom Kozlov, the closest to the top 10 in 12th. For Artyom Kozlov, it's a little bit more important because not only is the championship now a little bit more open, so is the Rookie of the Year conversation. Natalia Vulicevic, a heavy crash in pre-qualifying on Thursday evening, taking Vulicevic out of the running for this race and potentially the finale in Fontana next week as well. Kozlov starts on the outside of row 6 alongside Mia Valdez. Astra Crane starts to the inside of row 7 alongside Sakura Ishibashi. Ishibashi, of the top 5 in the championship, is the highest placed in the grid, starting 14th. And it gets worse the further down you go. Row 8 is Keisha Fox and Bianca Lucero. Evangeline Porter starts alongside Thomas Rogers, who sits this race 5th in points entering this race, needing a lot to happen going into this event. But he's got a little bit of help. Catherine Hart and Asada Kito in the top 20. They make up row 10. Shufan Zhang and Alicia Kovalkiewicz in row 11. Cameron Jackson, BK Glover, they make up row 12. Row 13 is a very interesting row. Kuni Kinoshita, the defending world champion, in 25th. The current points leader, Nicole Lecty, starting this race 26th on the grid. Rex Riley and Marcus Petrovich in row 14. Row 15, Shinichi Kamaya and Sakura Kunikita to complete the 30-car field here in Night City. It is pandemonium. It is chaos by every stretch of the imagination. You see a little bit more of the grandstands, how packed they are as they go up and up and up towards the nosebleed seats, as you call them. There's not hardly a bad view in the house, though, here in Arasaka Arena. Night City has played host to Champ Car phenomenally this entire weekend.
Drivers, start your engines!
And as you heard there, the former California governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, to give the command to fire engines, you'll watch the field begin to roll here in Night City. Again, crazy stuff here as the sun will get ready to set fully beyond the horizon. It is Von Sonnen and Michelin that'll kick us off here as we approach the green flag. Restart zone there in hand. Green flag is in the air and away we go. We are racing in Night City. Merely a 3-wide situation there. Alexander going after Kira Moore, who got an early jump there, but survived, and now going for Von Sonnen, who lost the lead immediately to Kurachenko further back in the field. A little bit of contact there between Kovalkiewicz and Glover as everyone tries to get around the dispatched Nicole Lechty. Pandemonium to kick this race off, but we're underway and in earnest here in Night City. Wyatt Jones middle of that 3-wide there with Keisha Fox. They've had a run-in before. Wyatt Jones and Artyom Kozlov a spat on social media throughout the week leading into this race. Jones qualified 8th, Kozlov 12th. You're seeing Jones trying to just carve his way forward in that number 25 machine. Lost a couple spots early on. Trying to make his way back into it here. 3 wide, Shufan Zhang on the inside of Kozlov. Outside is Simona Leroux. And Shufan Zhang will lose spots because of that. The inside lane, not a great place to be. Progressive banking. The Arasaka Corporation learning from tracks like Kansas Motor Speedway. Homestead, Miami, another track with progressive banking there. Trying to use that to their advantage to create a multi-groove racing facility for Champ Car, and they're using multiple lanes here tonight. Von Sonnen already basically out of the top 10 here as he just browsed and perused to the front of the field. Kira Moore, the Vancouver native, on the West Coast swinging, doing a phenomenal job leading laps, but it's about to come to a close if Kurachenko has anything to say about it. Kurachenko to the point. Natalia Kurachenko, we know that she's joining the Challenger Series in 2024. Would love to leave the World Series with a win in her cap. She has one win back at Texas in 2020. Would love to have a second one. Whoa, trouble further behind the field. Esther Hobson in huge trouble. But the green flag stays out. Hobson off the racing surface, but Hobson out of this race. Hobson went for a wild ride. But they keep the race green. And you saw the checkup that it caused there between Keisha Fox and Porter Kelly, and then you have Andrew Draco there. Fox trying to get around Porter Kelly. There is Astrid Crane in the mix as well. Porter Kelly gets through, trying to close in on her longtime rival Andrew Draco, who right now sits in 8th place. Porter Kelly to 9th. Wyatt Jones, bit of separation now. Now he can focus on just being in this group of 8 drivers at the moment that have separated themselves from the rest of the field. Wyatt Jones getting passed there by Draco. That'll put Jones down to the 8th spot. Porter Kelly trying to lead the cavalry back towards the top 8. Doing a good job of that so far. Here comes Godslop to the inside of Shufan Zhang as they battle for the edges of the top 10. Thomas Rogers not cutting his teammate any slack. They're going at it here. Looking for the back. You see there's Catherine Hart in the 31. Making her way up the field as well. Just had it browsing and perusing through the field here. There's Kunikita. 3 wide behind her. It's Lucero, Quito, and Jackson. See them all a little bit isolated there, but there's the race leaders. Kurachenko leading the way, but Michelin would love a piece of that race lead as well. Two cars out of this race, and it's both cars that were involved in that incident with Esther Hofson and Marcus Petrovich out. Michelin leads over Valdez, over Porter. Kurachenko in 4th. Moore in the top 5. Wyatt Jones trying to get around Alexander. Frantic pacing so far. Shufan Zhang getting passed here by Keisha Fox. Again, a long race here in Night City, 450 laps. The margin here, we're only 31 laps in. There's gonna be a lot of lead changes in this race as well. A very raceable track Arasaka has put together here. They have done a fantastic job of putting this racetrack together, as Catherine Hart and Stephanie Porter Kelly duke it out for the 9th spot here. Andrew Draco in 8th at the moment. 8 cars in this group, all battling for the race lead. Kurachenko leading. Valdez wants a piece of it. Kira Moore, Natai Kurachenko, Evangeline Porter, Mia Valdez, Mateus Michelin, and Lisa Alexander have all led laps in this race already, and they keep swapping the lead back and forth. Valdez to the point. Porter Kelly back ahead in 9th place there. See Clever there just at the tail end of this group. 3rd group being led by Simona Leroux, Alicia Kovalkiewicz, and Sneechi Kamaya. Everyone's spread out there a little bit now. Giving everyone a chance to breathe here. 28 cars running, all 28 cars on the lead lap. Petrovich and Hofson out of this race. Moore right in the epicenter of everything here. Wyatt Jones got a couple laps led. Alexander will take the lead back though. This is going to be the ebb and flow of this race as we come to start lap 45 here in Night City. Almost a tenth of the way through this race. Rapid lap times 12.614, the fastest lap set by Thomas Rogers. Leader still running in the 12.7 second range. They're still running very blisteringly quick laps here in Night City. The concrete surface providing plenty of grip for the cars tonight to run different lanes. Some outstanding work so far being done. I see a beat or miss here. I see a lot of Dodge sponsorship in this race. Dodge, obviously the kit sponsors of the MLS club, hosted in Night City, the Night City Surfers. Dodge, a big supporter of that team that plays here at the stadium here in Arasaka Arena. But Dodge, the bottom manufacturer here in the United States, also issuing a statement of intent to join the Champ Car World Series and the Champ Car Challenger Series as an engine supplier in 2026. Wanting to get in on the action here. Dodge has never had a presence in the World Championship. They will start that process in 2 years' time. Big unveiling for them going into this race. As we watch the battle at the front of the field here. Kurichenko back on point. Kira Moore charging ahead of Evangeline Porter as well. Everyone in the top 8, minus Andrew Draco, has led a lap in this race so far. And for Draco, he's been vocal against this track, felt it was too dangerous. He also said similar things about Vancouver. But this is as close to home as he's going to get for a Champ Car event. 2 hours away is San Francisco, where Draco lives. For the longest time, he had to consider Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California, outside of LA, a 4.5-hour drive. He had to consider that his home. Now he has a track closer to home to consider home, as he returns to fight for what could be a 3rd World Championship of his own. He's charging forward to the inside of Kira Moore. Outstanding stuff so far. Second place. Can Draco get a lap led here on relatively home soil? Inside of Kurichenko to the start-finish line. I think Kurichenko led that lap still, but it's close. Draco on the point now. Will be able to lead a lap here. He leads the lap at home. Fantastic stuff there for Draco. Valdez fumbled it up a little bit there. Now under threat once again from the striker duo of Alexander and Kurichenko. All the top 8 have led laps in what has been a frantic lead change-based event so far. Looking around the field further back, this is near the back of the field, Anastasius von Soden from 1st to 27th is where he's fallen. He had an amazing pace in qualifying, it just has not stuck on race day. Asada Quito, his rival from the GP1 championship, right there with him in the 86 for Obsidian. Obsidian not having a good day, 26 and 28 is where they sit right now. Rex Riley just ahead there for Fortune Racing. Then you see 2 of the Cadnova racing cars that we expected to be at the front of the field. They are not anywhere but Sakura Ishibashi right now in 24th. Kenosha in 23rd, Kunikita 22nd for Team Sakura. Someone on the road down the order as well behind Shinichi Kamaya and Alicia Kovalkiewicz. There's Nicole Lechty trying to move forward. Lechty up to 18th. As he peruses the field, teammates for Team Impulse leading the way in the charge to try to get back to the top 8. They've stalled out in that process as Rogers and Kozlov fight it out. Here comes an interesting little spat between Wyatt Jones and Andrew Draco. Draco back to the point to lead another lap. And you're noticing the laps are ticking away rapidly. Insanely quick lap times being run so far in this race. For those wondering, the position timer on the right-hand side of your screen a little bit behind. We're on lap 72, coming to lap 73 now. Again, these are very rapid lap times. Our timing screens are struggling to keep up here. But these drivers doing fantastic. There he goes, up it's now 73 now. Took a little bit for it to get the speed there. 74 is what we're getting to as Michelin gets back to the front of the field. Most laps led in the first 74 laps of this race belongs to Kira Moore, who's led 24 of them. Kurachenko second most at 17. All leaders have been in the top 8 of this field, which are all clustered together conveniently. And they've been able to really keep the second group, Kozlov, Rogers, and Porticelli, at bay. Really kind of isolating the way the lead is right now with the top 8 pit stops. There's expected to be 3 of them in this race. Could be frantic in how this race plays out. And just perusing to the back of the field here. Lap traffic still a little bit away here. And right now, actually, the back of the field, Lucero ran a faster lap than the leader. 12.8 versus 13.1. And caution's out for an incident with, was that Wyatt Jones? It was Wyatt Jones, who will stay on the lead lap but wounded. And everyone comes down pit lane here. What happened to Wyatt Jones? He comes to a spin. Was he battling with, oh no, he came off the nose of, came off the rear of Alexander, who got too close to Kira Moore. And thankfully, Wyatt Jones didn't get completely T-boned there. As drivers come out of pit lane, there's Andrew Draco, who will inherit the lead of this race. Caution out for the first time on lap 81, a spin from Wyatt Jones off the rear of Elise Alexander, who herself was on the verge of turning Kira Moore. Kira Moore driving very defensive there. Again, we'll go back a couple laps and look at it. Let's see if I can go back one more lap here and kind of get a really good look at it. Again, they were all in the ebb and flow of this race here. Alexander gets a little too close there, turns more a little bit. Everyone avoids Wyatt Jones pretty phenomenally in that endeavor. Wyatt Jones likewise got away with it a little bit. Sakura Ishibashi out of this race, retiring with a mechanical failure. So that hurts a lot. Wyatt Jones took a lap down for repairs, getting that Wing change, looks like they did a little bit more repair work there, but so is Rex Riley. A lap down there. Several cars pinned behind the pace car, including your championship leader and the defending world champion. Wyatt Jones, to his credit, has a chance now to stay at the front of the field. New and for this race, lap down cars to the inside lane on the restart. Gonna be unique to see how this all plays out. Pace car pulls into pit lane, 85 laps in the book at the start-finish line as they get ready to go. Green flag in the air and away we go. And now the saying goes, cautions can breed cautions. And that is absolutely true. A black flag for Kovalkiewicz. Damage for Kovalkiewicz, spewing oil. 3 laps to get off the track for Kovalkiewicz. Draco leading this race now, and this stirs things up quite significantly. No wave rounds in this series. No free passes either. Makes it very difficult if you're having to try to sift through traffic. And that's where Draco's at right now, epicenter of it all. Wild stuff there at the moment. Porter just behind in the second position. Kenosha stuck a lap down. Same with, I believe, Nicole Lechty not far away either from being a lap down. I'll have to go back and look here. No, Lechty just ahead of the race leader right now. But mayhem on every corner at this point in time. And we know how good Draco's car is right now. He was one of the Elite 8 in the first stanza of this race. Putting Wyatt Jones a lap down. As well as the 86 of Asada Quito. And I'll put Lechty a lap down too. Just for good measure. This could be a defining performance for Draco here. Wyatt Jones going to try to race for his lap back, which is smart. He's got the pace to do it. Further back in the field, you see all the cars that got shuffled up there through the pit stops for the first time. Zoom out shot here. Just watching these cars make record pace here at the moment. Draco last up in a 12.9 for Draco. He's on his own. Porter stuck in traffic, a 13.2. And now Wyatt Jones stuck in traffic once more. Lucero, Lechty, and everyone involved in that. Kurachenko tried to make a move, it didn't work out. Almost contact there between Kurachenko, Glover, and Kunikita as they sat 3 wide. Draco's opened up huge space here. Shufin Jang caught in the middle of a huge mass of cars. Something could be terribly wrong there with Shufin Jang. And there is something wrong with Shufin Jang. A blown tire. So Draco leads the way over Lecty, who's a lap down, and Lucero, who's also a lap down here. First car on the lead laps, Mateus Michelin in second. Over a second and a half behind. So lap traffic, obviously a lot more fortunate for Draco, who just kind of took the challenge and went with it. Michelin struggling to get through the field the same way. And now Draco will pile on some of the laps led. Now the most laps led belongs to him. 35 laps led in this race so far. We talked about a lot in Denver with Andrew Draco. He had an interesting season this season. Came in as a fill-in for Shufin Jang after Zhang and Isabel Espinosa got injured in Motegi. But that team just not where they want to be development-wise. Obviously, the development freeze prevented them from making inroads. So Draco had to deal with a lot of self-doubt. A lot of depression, a lot of funk that goes with that. Was not where he wanted to be at all. Shufin Jang returned at Denver. But it allowed Draco to have an opportunity to do something that he's going to be doing next season, and that is running for the team he won his 2020 championship with, Phantom Motors. First time that Draco and Hart have shared the track as teammates. Catherine Hart in the 31, running as well, and running in fourth. Running well. But Draco needed to know if it was him that had gone wrong, or if it was the equipment he was in that hadn't gone well. Denver, a 5th place finish in a car that was built in 2 weeks, kind of solidified that he still had something in the tank. And now here he is, leading this race, and comfortably so, by over a second as things run at the moment, but being caught up here by lap traffic as they try to fight for the lead lap to get that back, because that's very important here at a short track of any kind, let alone one as fast as Night City is. And it's allowed Michelin and Glover back into the fold. And you want to talk about someone that's been through went through the ringer mentally this year. BK Glover, his time in Team Impulse has not produced any wins, but he's had a lot of podiums, a lot of near misses in the scheme of things, whether it's been Sakura Ishibashi, whether it's been Hazel DeCass, who won the 2021 title. Artem Kozlov, the most recent driver to win races with Impulse. He's had to play a second fiddle. Had an opportunity, had the right strategy at Denver to win a race. It just didn't happen. The fuel mileage didn't quite do what they were hoping it would, and he ended up having to settle for a 9th place finish. But the spark is there. As Sue Matsuo said last week in Denver before that race, this is our best lineup, and our down year is 3 cars in the top 10. Right now, Glover is the flagship. He is the flag carrier for Team Impulse right now, sitting in the top 10. Sitting right now, looking at the race leader and the championship leader going a lap down in front of him. A chance to lead laps that the newest gym on the Champ Car calendar awaits him here to the inside lane following Lecty. Glover takes the lead here in Night City ahead of Draco and Michelin. The fight rages on as Glover looks to put Lecty a lap down to complete 125 laps here. Still a long, long race to go. But for the moment, Glover can enjoy being the leader of the pack. Same with Michelin, a long winless drought. He's had several near misses since he joined Striker Motorsports. They say confidence is a huge factor, and it 100% is. If you don't have confidence in yourself, you will not have confidence in your racecraft and your ability to go out and do the thing that everyone wants to do, and that's win. Right now you have drivers that have a little spark of confidence in them right now. First and second, Draco third. These two drivers have a long tenured experience with each other. Glover back to the front. Draco trying to get through some of the lap traffic once again. Lucero and Lecty giving him a little bit of headache to have to deal with here. Kenosha trying to do the same. There's Captain Hart as well, the second Phantom Motors car. Captain Hart representing the Rebellion timepieces. The watchmaker group there. Rebellion also makes champagne, and that's what you see on Draco's car, the black and gold. Right now, Phantom Motors sits third and fourth. Really good running for them so far. They could be back. Remember the Phantom Motors of old, where it was Draco and David Wessel back in 2020, dominating the scenes there. David Wessel fills it out, heading to Swift Autosport, has not qualified for hardly any races in 2023. Will head back as a reserve driver for the team in 2024 for Phantom Motors. But the next generation might lie with Catherine Hart, who will compete for the Rookie of the Year honors with Julia Takani in the World Series in 2024. Takani and Hart, they've made limited appearances here in 2023. Catherine Hart will be here both at Night City and in Fontana. You see Kurchenko there in fifth as well, having gotten ahead of Kenosha. Michelin back to the point ahead of Glover. Struggling Porter and Shufenjang. Wyatt Jones on a bit of an island, stuck a lap down. Several cars a lap down in this race though. 15 cars on the lead lap. Elise Alexander, center of your screen, the last of those cars on the lead lap. Draco back to second, ahead of Glover. There goes Catherine Hart for third. Again, race leader Michelin, and then you see the orange and white car of Lecty. Lecty a lap down in this race, the first car a lap down. Trying to race to get back in position to get her lap back, and the caution does come out again. We've had one caution in this race already. As you see the teammates about to fight with each other here, Catherine Hart and Andrew Draco going side by side, wheel to wheel. Draco gives way to Hart. The Australian up to P2. Looking strong as well in the 31. Getting clear of Lecty. Draco getting clear of Lecty as well. Draco to third once again. Glover down to the top 5 behind Kurchenko, but still in a good spot right now as again things begin to ebb and flow in this race. Catherine Hart looking for the race lead, has not led a lap yet. Goes to the point here around Michelin and clear across the line, a lap led for Catherine Hart. Andrew Draco led 52 laps, Michelin's led 25. .300 laps remaining in this race. We're again lap ticker at the top right, a little bit slow. We're on lap 151 right now. Catherine Hart leads the way still. Make that a third lap lead. Frantic action here in Night City. Michelin back to the point, ahead of Catherine Hart. Draco third. Kurachenko fourth. As you see some of the lap traffic beginning to edge their way back forward. Glover still in the top five, though losing a little bit of pace as lap traffic becomes more and more of a thorn in his side. Asher Crane in sixth. Then a little further back, there's Thomas Rogers having a race that he wished he had at Denver. Then you see Stephanie Porter-Kelly in eighth. Mia Valdez a little bit further back here behind Kira Moore now to round out the top 10. Gaudium Kozlov actually in the mix as well. Kozlov now will go to 8th place. Big moments here, though, in this race. Lechty where she wants to be, and that's the front of the field. A caution at any point would be fantastic, but that won't happen here. Michelin will get to the inside to put her lap down again. But as we mentioned, these laps, they are quick. Almost 5 laps a minute here at Night City. Arasaka Arena has been putting on nothing but almost like a festival for Champ Car's arrival to this arena, to Night City. An 81,000 strong present and a sold out Arasaka Arena watching this race. Enjoying the fastest series in all of motorsports. See Lechty falling now behind Kinoshita there. Importantly, there is Natalia Kurachenko back to the front of the field, another race leader. Michelin back to the front. Strecker Motorsports leading a 1-2 at the moment. Glover up to third. Catherine Hart struggling to get around Bianca Lucero. There's Asher Crane to the top 5. Draco pulling back a little bit. Tires beginning to fall off here. Once again, getting to that point now. We ran 81 laps under the first green flag stage. We've surpassed that now here on lap 166. And we're getting to see the fall off of these Firestone Firehawk tires. Strecker Motorsports beginning to emerge as contenders once again. Kurachenko and Michelin, they lead the way. They've gotten clear of the lap traffic, and they're beginning to stay clear of the lap traffic, which is a very important thing, something we've not seen since the restart. But it's easier said than done to stay that way when you have someone like, obviously, Catherine Hart there in view. You got BK Glover in view as well. Still a strong showing. Still on the edge of needing 3 green flag pit stops here. I believe we're closer to being on the edge of 2 stops here, with how everything's sort of playing out. Pit stop window is expected to be about 130 laps based off of what we saw in practice yesterday afternoon. So they're expecting about between 125 to 130 laps there for a pit stop cycle. Everyone pit about lap 83. Do the math there. We should be seeing pit stops here. Say about lap 210, lap 215. I think is when we start seeing some pit stops here based off of what we've seen from practice. Again, that could change. We are running under the lights here tonight, which does help cool the concrete down a little bit. Maybe that does prolong things a little bit here. Again, practice was in the daytime. Heat of the day yesterday, and as anyone can remember, anyone can attest, if they visited Night City, this late summer heat, August heat here in Night City is very hot. So obviously a lot of racing still to go here. As laps tick away. Again, reminder, we've been on the air for 46 minutes, and we're already almost to the halfway point of this race. It is a very quick race here. Hart got around Nicole Lechty there, keeping Lechty now out of arm's reach of the race leaders. Glover next up in that line. And again, it is about damage limitation. Sakura Ishibashi out of this race 27th. Sorry, 28th is where she'll be classified here. So that helps Lechty out a lot. That was her nearest challenger. However, she has more people to worry about as well. Obviously, Velisevich out of this race as well. You look at Rogers and Kinoshita. Rogers an actual threat. Right now sitting in the top 10. Obviously, Kinoshita sitting right there behind her at the moment. But again, a lot of racing can go and change just right around. Artyom Kozlov in the top 12 at the moment, so still posing a challenge here for Lechty. But if things stay as they are, not enough for Kozlov to have a potent challenge at the championship in Fontana. Again, the objective is to get within 48 points of Nicole Lechty going into the final round of the season. That's the gap. You have to somehow get within 48 points. Kozlov entered 80 behind. Rogers 53 behind, a lot more manageable. But again, if you're 49 points behind, the best you can do is draw. And there's not a lot of people that can beat Lechty on a draw. Lechty's got 3 race wins, which is the first tiebreaker. So does Ishibashi. Kinoshita has 6. Kozlov has 2, but has to actually get within 48 points to be able to challenge that to begin with. And that almost requires Kozlov winning this race to ensure that happens at this point. As we keep an eye on this, Kovalkiewicz and Jackson, neither of them on the lead lap at this point. The lap traffic becoming more and more of a factor. Wyatt Jones, next one up to go a lap down here. Another lap down. Wyatt Jones, only 1 down, about to join the 2 down club. Kovalkiewicz, Shufin Zhang, and Evangeline Porter, 2 laps down at the moment. Wyatt Jones, 1 lap down. Same with Rex Riley, Anastasius von Sonnen, Sakura Nikita, and everyone from Nicole Lechty on down there. Kurchenko leads the way now. We've had a ton of lead changes in this race. It's been a lot of fun, though. Only 1 caution for 6 laps here in Night City. Everyone thought this was going to be a pandemonium race, and it's been wild. It's been frantic, but it's not been pandemonium. It was for a single-car spin of Wyatt Jones that saw us go under caution for the first time in this race. Car out of this race, Alicia Kovalkiewicz. Her race officially over. Engine failure for Kovalkiewicz. 4 cars out, 26 still running. And it seemed like Kovalkiewicz's car was beginning to fall away and losing power there. So that was a confirmation there. It kind of just would let go. Kovalevich able to get it to pit lane safely without disrupting the flow of the race. Catherine Hart to the point of the field, back out front, just in time to deal with Wyatt Jones. Catherine Hart on point. Most laps led now belongs to Michelin with 54 laps led out of the first 200 basically here. Andrew Draco with 52 laps led, 34 for Kurachenko, 24 for Kira Moore. That's your lap leaders here going into and through lap 200. Kurachenko will lead over Michelin now, and then Hart, and then you see Draco and Glover back in the mix. Cameron Jackson in 19. Cameron Jackson a lap down at the moment. And you see Thomas Rogers there up to the 6th position, but battling Kira Moore and Astra Crane and Mia Valdez for those spots. And then further down, there's RDM Kozlov there. Porter Kelly in the 11th position at the moment. Simona Leroux 12th. Keisha Fox 13th. Elise Alexander and Shimichi Kamaya, your top 15. Not in danger of going a lap down at the moment as things stand. Obviously that can change as this race continues to progress. But right now they're safe. Chuvin Zhang and Evangeline Porter still stuck 2 laps down. They're about to go 3 down here. Michelin leads over Catherine Hart and Natalia Kurachenko. Hart back to the point here, inside. 3 turns, 3 and 4, and leads that lap. Back to the point. The Australian driver for Phantom Motors trying to fight for a race win. Got a really good clearance there from Michelin as well. They've got to reel that one back in. Arm's length now for Hart to lead some more laps here in Night City. Getting passed by Kurachenko and now by Draco as Catherine Hart leads the way. And frantically wild stuff going into this race. Trouble, caution's out. Caution's out. Who was that? That was stuck in the barrier. That is Mia Valdez. In a world of hurt. Mia Valdez in huge trouble. That is a destroyed race car. Second caution of the day. What has happened to Mia Valdez? And I have a feeling we're about to find out in the harshest way possible. Battling with Thomas Rogers. And Rogers just completely hooks her here. And Kira Moore. Huge trouble there. Oh my goodness. Huge trouble in this race. 3 cars involved. Rogers, Moore, and Valdez involved. Again, Rogers just kind of hooks Valdez there a little bit. Heavy impact for all three there. Off the racing surface, but obviously caution going to come out anyway. Right call there. Valdez somehow still rolling. Going to be very wounded, but still rolling. Kurachenko back up and running. Shinichi Kamaya out of the race as well. Rogers and Moore out. Mia Valdez 3 laps down. But once again, this changes some things. Caution out for the second time tonight. For a 3-car incident on the front straightaway between Thomas Rogers and Kira Moore and Mia Valdez. Valdez still running, though obviously wounded. Rogers and Moore out of this race. As is Shinichi Kamaya, who got debris, hit that debris and fell into the retirement as well. You see the unique thing tonight. Lap down cars to the inside lane here. The lap cars on the outside gives the lap down cars a chance to fight for the lap back. Very much encouraged here tonight in Night City. For championship contenders, it's been a nightmare unless you're Nicole Luckdy, in which case it's been an absolute dream. Green flag is back in the air and away we go. Glover in trouble. Glover in huge trouble. Trouble again. That is huge trouble. That is an enormous crash. Alexander, Crane, and Valdez, and this will end the short-lived restart here. And importantly, some of the cars that were a lap down did get their lap back. Wyatt Jones got one of his back. Kenosha and Jackson got theirs back. Huge for them. And for Kunikita. Obviously a huge crash in this race. There's Alexander trying to make it back just to make it to pit lane. And let's go back and look at it here. On this restart, Glover in the wall for some sort of issue. And Crane just absolutely turns Alexander. And Valdez picked the lane, just the lane closed. And that could have been a significantly problematic way to get laps back there. So third caution of the race. As we step across the halfway point here under caution. Most vicious accident of the race so far. A multi-car accident with Mia Valdez, Astra Crane, and Elise Alexander. All three of them out of this race. We're now down to 20 cars running in this event. Natalia Kurachenko leads the field at Catherine Hart, Matthias Michelin, Andrew Draco, and Artyom Kozlov. Green flag back out, away we go. Everyone's scrambling here on this restart, trying to maximize positions gained. Cars coming down pit lane, serving penalties. That was Kozlov, Porter, all serving penalties here. And now it's passing for the last restart that they couldn't serve the penalty on. They're serving it here. So that will take Kozlov out of contention, as well as Porter, who is already out of contention here. Michelin behind Catherine Hart, who leads the way in this race. 220 laps to go. Now we're back racing. We're going to take a second. We're going to do ABN non-stop coverage here of the Arasaka T25 continues here on ABN Sports. Coming back early from ABN non-stop. Caution out for the fourth time today. And it's a dramatic crash. And see this under caution once again. Multiple cars involved. And we'll get a better look at it. And this is Kozlov and Catherine Hart. There's Matthias Michelin involved. Kurachenko got turned there by somebody. Oh, he got turned by... She got turned by Lecty. My goodness. Pandemonium in this race. Michelin and Hart out of this race now as a result. Porter out with a tire failure. And attrition beginning to take hold here in Night City. Black flag to serve for Sakura Kunikita, entering a closed pit lane. Came back from ABN nonstop early there. For those not subscribed to ABN Gold, saw commercials there for those that are subscribed to ABN Gold. You have to see everything as it was. Attrition running rampant right here in Night City. Fourth caution of the night. And took out some heavy favorites there with Kozlov severely wounded now. Catherine Hart and Matthias Michelin out of this race. Both of them led a combined 84 laps in this race. His car pulls in. It'll be VK Glover now leading Keisha Fox, Cameron Jackson, Cuny Kinoshita, Andrew Draco, Simona Leroux, Stephanie Porter-Kelly, and Natalia Kurachenko. Green flag out and away we go. And everyone's scrambling because Kunikita had a penalty to serve. You want to talk about scrambling? Cameron Jackson now leads the Arasaka 225. How the tides have turned. Cameron Jackson, who was a lap down earlier in this race, now on the lead lap and doing a phenomenal job at that. 4 race wins to his credit in Champ Car World Series competition. Looking to win again. He's won on the streets of New York. In downtown Manhattan, can he win on the West Coast in Night City? Still a lot of time to figure that out. 199 laps to go at the line. But so far doing an outstanding job. So is Keisha Fox. Andrew Draco still in the mix as well. Keisha Fox still running as well. 1 race win to her credit. That was Road America back in 2020. We know she'll be in the Challenger Series next season as well. This driver's trying to end off her time in the World Series with a bang. Leading now here in Night City. Wyatt Jones, who you see there in the 25 car. 2 laps down, has been stuck 2 laps down early in this race. Trying to get one of those laps back. Right now he does. Getting a little bit of an assistance there from Cuny Kinoshita. Kinoshita gets a lap back as well. No, sorry, Kinoshita on the lap already. Already got a lap back. Now at the front of the field. You want to talk about a pivot. Kinoshita was a lap down for the longest time. She got a lap back at the same time Jackson did. Kenosha now leads this race, the defending world champion, who we thought was down and out. Had that slip and slide last few races between Denver and Nazareth and Watkins Glen. Not done yet. 51 points out from the championship lead entering this race. She entered 4th in points. Lecty is pinned 2 laps down in 14th. Kozlov wounded 2 laps down as well. Her stepsister Sakura Ishibashi out of this race early. Thomas Rogers out of this race in 25th. Kenosha holding on to the hope and to the dream of still having a chance to go back-to-back. Back-to-back champions have not happened in a very long time. You have to look back, 2010 and 2011. Zoe Sharp for Obsidian Racer Team won both championships those years, 2010 and 2011. Before that, Christina Espinoza, 2004, 2005. It's only happened twice in World Series history. A lot of multiple world champions. You look at Draco, who almost got turned, and there's more trouble. Caution has come out. And Von Sonnen paid the price for it, the pole sitter, who was a lap down in 9th out of this race. Drivers getting very aggressive here. And that wasn't Wyatt Jones, that was Shufan Zhang. Similar looking cars there. Glover paid a piece of it as well, but it was on Von Sonnen that paid the ultimate price there. A hard impact into the attenuator that has seen a lot of work already today. Again, Shufan just kind of runs right into Kenosha there. Just completely misjudges it. And you go back and you see the impact here. We'll go back more than a lap here for Von Sonnen. Just a little bit over-ambitious there. Unfortunately, race ending for Von Sonnen. Sergio Marzio pace car out for the 5th time tonight. Glover having to take repairs, now no longer on the lead lap. Andrew Draco, your race leader. See Glover missing or having significant damage to the left side of his front wing. Gonna be a struggle there for him. Draco, Leroux, Fox, Kurachenko, Porticelli, Kenosha, and Jackson, the cars on lead lap. 7 of them on lead lap. Von Sonnen officially out of this race, joining an expansive list of cars that have joined the retirement queue here in Night City. Green flag back in the air, and away we go. Lead lap car's got a pretty good jump on that, though, although almost trouble. That was Kurichenko clearing herself off her teammate there, Porter Kelly. Everyone trying to get around Glover, who is still wounded, and obviously so. Wyatt Jones comes down pit lane. Trouble, Kurichenko. Is that a split tire? It might be a split tire for Kurichenko. Back to the very rear of the field there for Kurichenko. Kenosha losing time here and spots. Leaders clear. Draco ahead of Fox, ahead of Leroux. Fox back to the point. The race continues to wind away here. Draco and Fox duking it out here for the race lead. Fox led that lap. Some spread out racing here going on. That is Kenosha getting around Lecty. Kurichenko still struggling big time here with pace. Porter Kelly on a little bit of an island dealing with Rex Riley and Sakura Kunikita. Top three, though, still together. And in the fold here. Leroux a little bit further back there from Keisha Fox and Andrew Draco. Interestingly enough, we still have green flag pit stops here. We have at least one pit stop left in this race. As Keisha Fox leads over Draco over Leroux. 16 cars remain. We've lost almost half the field in this race, which is staggering. Because most of them we lost after we got across lap 100. Second stand has been rough, almost contact, almost a spin there by Fox and Draco as they get a little bit too friendly. They'll put Glover another lap down. That's 3 down for Glover. Pulling away a little bit there from Draco. Fox is trying to get and put Lecty another lap down. Lecty 2 laps down, about to be 3 down. And Drake will be the one to let the lap down there. 3 laps down now for the championship leader, who, despite the melee, is still sitting in 11th place. Draco and Fox entering an island of their own here in this battle for the race lead. Fox wants the lead. She'll go for it. I don't know if Draco led that lap or not. It's close. Very close between the two. Looks like Fox led that lap by 0.06 of a second, and now clearly in front. Less than 150 laps to go. And the pace being carried by these two center of your screen right now. Keisha Fox and Andrew Draco going after it still. Sort of browsing, perusing through the field here. Cameron Jackson there in 4th, or excuse me, in 5th. Porter Kelly in 4th there. The number 10 machine. Shupin Jang about to go. This will be 9 laps down with the Taiwanese driver. Kenosha last car on the lap in 6th as things stand. Right now, Kenosha not really gaining the time that she was hoping to gain in this race. But points are points at the end of the day. If she can stay where she's at right now, she'll have a good chance of taking this fight all the way down to Fontana next week. As things stand, CUNY Kenosha would enter with a 42-point deficit to Nicole Leckie. Which is not great, but it's mathematically still possible. There's your race leader, Andrew Draco, sitting right now ahead of Keisha Fox still. These two pulling away pretty significantly from LaRoe. LaRoe falling back almost towards the clutches of Porter Kelly. Here comes Draco on Kozlov. Draco trying to hold back the onslaught. It works kind of. Fox goes through though. And now Draco will have to do the same. Kozlov not being a good back marker at that. But made his way through nonetheless. Kozlov now a full lap down to Lecty. Their championship ambitions are over as things sit. Kenosha in the 6th position, sort of on an island at the moment. Lecty next car up to go a lap down here. As Draco and Fox continue to duke it out amongst themselves. Draco with 87 laps led. Fox now at 31. As the laps tick away here. Fox leading now over Draco. These two passing the lead back and forth quite a lot. It's probably going to set the record for the most lead changes in a race here in Champ Car. Just watching these drivers sort of just duke it out a little bit. You get a little bit of flashback there to 2020 when Fox was a rookie battling with the likes of Draco, with Wessel, with Porter Kelly. Some things don't change in this process. Porter Kelly up to 3rd, ahead, and around to LaRoe, she's gone. There you see it, there's the battle there for 3rd place. So battles for 1st and 3rd. LaRoe looking for another podium. LaRoe still winless in the World Series. But a few podiums to her credit. Looking to add one more. Porter Kelly looking to go back-to-back on podiums. 3rd place last week at Denver. Would love to add another one here. Getting around LaRoe there. Porter Kelly actually closing in a little bit on the leaders as they duke it out a little bit. So we could have a 3 or 4 car fight for the lead of this race, and that's why lap traffic in the way. Draco gets the advantage, but that really slowed up the race leaders as now they all try to get around BK Glover. Porter Kelly sends it in. It gets clear, no problem there. LaRoe will have to wait a corner to do so as well. But that really helped Porter Kelly get right into the fight. Just got to keep touch with the leaders. Porter Kelly qualified well, qualified 4th of this race. Got to hold on to it though. Still a long, long race, and LaRoe's not going to make it easy. Battles for first and third, and they're very close together. Still giving the 81,000 here at Arasaka Arena a lot to watch. Kind of watching as these drivers navigate some of the lap traffic around this facility. Fox leads Draco and Porter-Kelly as they get around Kozlov. And allows separation there for Porter-Kelly away from LaRoe. 3 cars in the mix at the front of the field for the race win. Very similar to how it was at Denver last week. Although the combinations changed dramatically. This is not a rookie duo leading the way. A lot of veterans here in the top 3. Really in the top 4. In fact, looking at it, there's not a single rookie in the top 5, top 6. Rex Raleigh, first car lap down, is in 7th. And Lucero in 8th. Those are your top 2 rookies in this race. And they just had quiet races. Porter-Kelly now looking to the inside of Draco. Championship rivals, years and years of experience side by side. Less than 100 laps to go. We know there's pit stops in this race still, at least one set of pit stops. Draco has led over 100 laps in this race, almost undisputedly. Most laps led at what has become his home track on the Champ Car calendar. Still some work to do as Porter-Kelly goes for the race lead. Lap traffic ahead. Quito and Lecty directly ahead. Then it's Kenosha. The last car on lead lap, trying to stay on the lead lap here at this point. Porter-Kelly to get around Lecty. Draco around Fox. Draco now attacking Porter-Kelly for the lead of the race. Porter-Kelly led at the line though. Draco will take it over from here. Trying to get around both Porter-Kelly and Asada Quito. Porter-Kelly taking her time to get around Quito here. Just managing her own race at this point. Keisha Fox has really lost touch here with the race leaders as well. 3 wide. Not what Porter-Kelly wanted to hear. Kenosha now officially a lap down in this race. The first car a lap down in this race. Last time either Draco or Portichelli won a race in Champ Car was 2020. Some pit stops beginning here a little bit early. Both these drivers here. Rear renaissance underway for both the veterans of the sport. Portichelli, a podium last time out. Draco finished 5th in that race. Now just battling amongst each other. Try to win the first ever Champ Car event in Night City. 79 laps to go is where we are. It has turned into an endurance short track event. 5 cars on the lead lap. 16 cars still rolling. At a 30 that started, attrition took over the middle stanza of this race. Things have calmed down a little bit now, and now strategy beginning to take root as drivers not only try to battle for the race win like what we see on our screen, but also try to scavenge the best possible result that they can. Again, some pit stops happening a little bit earlier. But everyone had a pit stop to make here after that last restart in the race. Portichelli right there with Draco, who has now led 121 laps in this race. Of all those still running, I don't think anyone can usurp Draco's laps led mark. Portichelli back to the front though. She'll add to her tally. Laps continuing to tick away. Lap times have fallen a little bit here. Down to the 13.1s, 13.2s. At their peak, they were at 12.6 seconds at their peak. So far, we've had 5 cautions for 29 laps. So we've still had a lot of green flag racing in this race. We had a flurry of 3 cautions back to back. But a lot of racing throughout here. Draco back to the point over Portichelli. Not a lot of battling going on amongst the lap cars, a lot of survival and just trying to scavenge those points, hoping that drivers fall out with the reliability issues, kind of extending their Glover, who has made a pit stop already, 6 laps down, about to go 7, but he'll get a couple of those laps back when the leaders come down pit lane. Portichelli to the front of the field to lead once more. 10th lap led for Portichelli in this race. As the laps continue to wind down, coming to 65 laps to go. And again, 1 set of pit stops left for the leaders. Lechty about to go another lap down. Lechty already 5 laps down here. About to go 6. Lechty right now in the 12th position. Wyatt Jones in 11th. And Portichelli trying to get around Lechty. Lechty once again making it difficult for Portichelli. Bad blood carrying over years between Lechty and Portichelli. Back when Lechty was a rookie with Black Rose Racing, those two had run-ins. Obviously still unresolved disputes there. Draco in second, firmly in second. No one even really close to touching that. Simona Leroux back to third ahead of Keisha Fox, who has dropped off dramatically. Tire wear beginning to take its hold on that 62 car. Cameron Jackson, last car on lead lap, still safely on lead lap, but on an island at this point. Draco leads that lap again. Make that lap 1:26. Led by Draco. Draco attacking Kozlov. Porticali trying to find a way around Kozlov here. Kozlov really holding up Porticali. It's the veterans out front here, as they have been for most of the second half of this race as we approach the final 50 laps of this event. Kenosha came out of pit lane there. Could be a sign of pit stops to come. Not this time, though, for the leaders. Everyone trying to get around now. Wyatt Jones. Wyatt Jones, who is almost to the top 10 here. Should be in the top 10 by the time they cross the start-finish line here. Jones still, and this is why you grind it out. Still chances for top 10s just based off of the pace differences now of all these cars. Everyone hyper focused on this battle for the lead though. Leader staying out still. Kenosha on fresher tires. Should at one point be faster than the leaders right here. Porticali back out front ahead of Draco. You see Kenosha closing in on the leaders here. Those fresh tires will be an advantage. See, Kenosha's gotten around Porticali here to get one of those laps back. Porticali still duking it out there with Kenosha, who is right now battling to get 3 laps down. Right now, 4 laps down. But battling to get 3 laps down here. You're seeing Porticali begin to put her stamp on this part of the race here. Arguably one of the most important parts of the race, because we know pit stops are coming for these leaders. Just based off the circumstances that we're in right now, Porticali stayed her stuff up just a little bit better. And you can see that just a little bit more mild, a little bit more timid, and making moves for the race lead, just kind of just keeping a shield on her equipment at this point. A lot of veteran instinct between both Porticali and Draco. Everyone trying to get around Nicole Lechty here. They do so. "29 laps to go." If there's a pit stop coming, it's got to be soon. They may have saved enough fuel, though. Managing all the traffic, they may have saved enough fuel. Reminder how different this race became on that final restart. It became less about that just ultimate push and more about saving and conserving. Keisha Fox burned her stuff up badly. Now under threat of losing 4th place to Cameron Jackson. These two have just been consistent all race long. Draco getting back within arm's reach of the race lead. Both these drivers center of your screen right now. And it's funny because this has been the easiest camera direction we've had, because we've seen just about everyone come through the camera at some point being a lap down. Porticali defending from Draco. Pressure is on. Less than 25 laps to go. Draco takes the lead of the race back over. Draco gets the bonus points for most laps led, but can he win the race? Huge question to answer, as lap traffic is in the way. And again, you look at Kenosha's pace difference, it's marginal right now to the leaders. Obviously, Kenosha not in a perfectly healthy car, but kind of shows just how good the cars are for Draco and for Porticali at this point. For them to waltz the way they have at the front of the field. And Porticali had to climb through the field to do it. Did not have a great restarting position here. If anything, had to use more tires than Draco. But now here we are, once again, side by side. Porticali once again back to the lead. And Porticali, the winningest driver in World Championship history. 46 wins entering tonight. 3-time world champion Andrew Draco, 10 wins. Obviously a lot shorter career. But 2 world championships to his credit. Both of them looking for their first wins in over 3 years. And it's down to them to make it happen here. Because the laps are winding down. Significantly winding down. And you think about the championship battles, 2016, 2017, 2020. And arguably, Porter Kelly, especially at this stage in her career, and Andrew Draco, they made each other's careers. Ten laps to go. As the laps tick away, 9 to go at the line. And top right of your screen, a little bit slow. 9 laps to go here. Porter Kelly has the advantage. Draco trying to charge at the right time, trying to time this. 8 laps to go. Draco using the inside lane. Porter Kelly using the outside a little bit more. Lap traffic will be a factor here. Draco just trying to send it to the inside here. 6 laps to go. And it is lap traffic. Jackson, last car on the lead lap. And Artyom Kozlov on the inside lane. 5 to go. Here we go. Porter Kelly with a surge on the outside lane. It's inside versus outside lane. 4 laps to go. And these laps, they do fly quickly. Here comes Porter Kelly to the inside. But blocked by Kozlov there. 3 to go. Trouble. Trouble, 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 trouble. Caution's out. Caution's out, Glover. And Porter Kelly in trouble. Huge trouble at the end of this race. Caution has come out. Andrew Draco will win this race. But huge trouble. Porter Kelly having to come down pit lane. Same with Cameron Jackson. One lap to go and we'll be under caution. BK Glover, a huge accident. And trying to figure out what happened there. To BK Glover. Again, a huge accident there. Rex Riley got a piece of it as well. Oh, and this starts beforehand. This is just Rex Riley losing an engine. And everyone scrambles. And that's heartbreaking. Because that takes out both Cameron Jackson and Stephanie Porter Kelly from this race. Andrew Draco, race winner here in Night City under caution. A frantic last couple laps. A crash there for Rex Riley and BK Glover. Also takes out Porter Kelly. And Cameron Jackson. Absolutely heartbreaking the way that race comes to a close. Porter Kelly ends up in 3rd place. Andrew Draco, the race winner over Simona Leroux and Stephanie Porter Kelly. Porter Kelly keeps hold of a podium there. Bianca Lucero in 4th. Cameron Jackson in 5th. He stays top 5 there. Asada Quito and Keisha Fox. 6th and 7th. Rex Riley in 8th. Sakura Kunikita, a top 10 in Night City, followed by Kuni Kenosha, who gets a top 10 in this race. Wyatt Jones in 11th. Natalia Kurachenko in 12th. Nicole Lechty in 13th. That's Artyom Kozlov, BK Glover. They ran out of your top 15. Shufan Zhang in 16th. Then Anastasius von Sonen, Matthias Michelin, Catherine Hart, Evangeline Porter, Elise Alexander, Astrid Crane, Mia Valdez, Shinichi Kamaya, Thomas Rogers in 25th. Kira Moore, Alicia Kovalkiewicz, Sakura Ishibashi, and Marcus Petrovich before Esther Hobson rounds out the 30-car field. One race to go. The championship comes down to this. Lehti, Kinoshita, Ishibashi, those three battling for a championship in 7 days' time. Night City, frantic, hectic, everything we thought it was going to be. Can't wait to come back next year. Now that the drivers have had a race in their pockets, what can they improve on before coming back here in 2024? On behalf of everyone here for the AT&T Champ Car World Series and everyone here at ABN Sports, we appreciate you spending your Saturday evening with us. Enjoy NFL kickoff tomorrow. Night City Corsairs hosting the Atlanta Falcons here in Arasaka Arena. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you in Fontana. So long, everybody.